No more stolen election talk. Impeachment and the 25th Amendment are real. He can't mention the election again, ever. Those were just some of the messages Fox anchor Sean Hannity sent Trump officials in the immediate aftermath of the January 6th insurrection. Now, I don't blame you if you're dumbfounded. They certainly don't match the lies he spewed on TV just days later. A new Washington Post piece documents how Hannity and other major players in conservative politics said one thing about the riot in private and another thing in public when Trump was watching. To discuss this and more, let's welcome back David Jolly, Kurt Bardella, and the incomparable, irrepressible Stephanie Miller. So, Stephanie, these text messages the January 6th Commission has uncovered, specifically texts between Sean Hannity and several Trump administration officials, were damning, clearly showing the unhinged Hannity we see on television is very different from the Hannity behind closed doors. How do you think he manages to say one thing to his audience and then say something else differently? The lying and the back and forth. How does that work?
Oh, my God, you're giving me an arrhythmia. You're saying that sometimes they're hypocritical on Fox News? Is that what you're saying? Sometimes. Don't you wish there was a text that said, you don't think this will make me look bad if I say the exact same thing on TV, the opposite thing on TV, do you? I mean, I just, oh, my God, I want to see his text with Donald Trump. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. LOL. Right. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, the fact that Sean Hannity was the cooler head on January 6th. I mean, that's why what I think what they do on Fox News, and this covers COVID too, Michael, it's very close to fire in a crowded theater. You know, they promote violence by promoting this big lie like we saw on January 6th. I think they have blood on their hands regarding COVID. They make all these people COVID heroes, anti-vaxxers that then die of COVID. And then you never hear about them again on Fox News. So, you know, while we can laugh about it, Michael, I think it's really very serious. And I think Fox News is poison in the body politic.
Well, it has really changed the way we engage politically, and it has changed the way political parties operationalize their efforts to get out their votes, David. I mean, I want to pivot back with you to the story we discussed a little bit earlier this hour. What do you make of Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick's mail-in ballot boondoggle down in Texas, where, you know, what's that all about?
Yeah. Yeah, Michael, you know, there's an axiom often quoted in politics, never attribute to malice that which is better attributed to incompetence. But with Dan Patrick, he's so proficient in each of those, it's hard to know whether this was indeed malice or incompetence. But what we do know is that one of the strategies of the Republican Party, in particular the Texas Republican Party, is to use the state's voting laws to suppress the votes that they don't want and to turn out the votes that they do. And at times it seems an irrational approach to democracy, but that is where we are. Look, Dan Patrick has a pretty difficult record to defend in the state of Texas. This latest episode is just one more story he's going to have a hard time explaining.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And Kurt, for me, it kind of begs the question for Republican lawmakers. Are they failing to realize that these so-called election security measures are actually hurting our Republican voters? It certainly is hurting them more than Democratic voters. What do you think's going on there? As I pointed out, you know, back in 2010, part of our big effort was getting that vote galvanized through, you know, access to the ballot, mail-in ballots, for example.
Well, like you, Michael, I'm old enough to remember when Republicans thought voting by mail was a strategic advantage for them, that the absentee chase was a tactical and, you know, logistical advantage for the Republican Party. And so they've now done a complete 180 on this to the point where it is undermining even their own turnout. There's mass confusion, and it really just questions the legitimacy of the election process. You know, one of the things that doesn't get enough attention that's going to, I think, need to, is that in these 2022 midterms, set aside Congress for a second, whatever happens there, there are 27 Secretary of State contests going on in this country in key, pivotal battleground states like Pennsylvania, like Georgia, like Nevada, like Colorado, things that will have massive implications for the 2024 presidential election in determining who oversees our election integrity in the United States. Before anything can even get to Electoral College, the Secretary of State has to approve it.
Right.
And if we allow lunatic, right-wing, fringe, big lie conspiracy theorists to become the chief elections officers in states, we're going to have a massive integrity problem with our elections going forward. People need to pay attention to these elections. Don't just worry about what's up top. The down-ballot races count this time.
All right, so folks, I want to have a little turn with you here. I want to go a little bit to the north, and I'm sure you've all seen the following, the so-called Freedom Convoy. You guys know about that? Well, The Daily Show, Jordan Kepler, took a trip up to Ottawa this week to speak with them, and I want to play a clip and then get your reaction on the other side.
So what is this all about?
You know what?
Sorry. What is this all about?
This is about our freedoms.
Could you be any more generic?
You know, if you are vaccinated, you get to do certain things. If you're not vaccinated, you don't. I don't think people should be divided. We should all be together, united.
We're setting up essentially a truck barrier to keep everybody together so they can be united.
Yes. Yes,
gotcha.
exactly.
Yeah, we might as well lock them in. It's sort of like a parent who locks the door and says, you guys are in here until the water runs out, you become friends, or democracy crumbles.
Yes.
Stephanie, is it the water? What? Well, you first.
Oh, my God. COVIDiots are going to kill us all. Can I just say regarding this and the Texas thing, I so miss the days when you were chairman of the Republican Party, Michael, and I hated you because you beat us on issues, not cheating. You didn't have to cheat to win. I mean, I feel like it goes through every issue. You know, it's just, again, they're selling lies. The lie about the election, the lie that this was civil discourse on January 6th, the lie that, vaccines don't work or masks don't work. And I just, I guess I'm stuck on the Texas thing because I feel like, what did a judge say? They target with surgical precision minority voters. There is a reason they don't want vote by mail because too many people can vote. They can't micro-target black people and make them stand in the rain for 10 hours, by taking a bunch of voting booths out of their, districts. And so it's just, it really is, this party has become, honestly, the party, they're pro-COVID at this point. They are rooting for anything, whether it's Russia or COVID, that will hurt Biden, whether it's supply chain. I mean, they're rooting for supply chain issues because they think it's bad for Biden. That's anti-American, Michael. This party is anti-American. It's the only way to say it.
So David, before we jump out of here, there are rumors and murmurs that an American version of this is coming to Washington soon, and the organizers say they intend to drive all the way to Washington with this. What's your take on that? How do you think that's going to play out here? Will you see the Biden administration and the mayor of Washington hold down the line on this, or do we see traffic getting worse than it typically is in Washington?
Hey, look, I think culturally the level of ignorance in the United States will match that we just saw from The Daily Show. I think most Americans who are outraged about what's happening in Canada probably couldn't find Canada on a map if they looked north. And I think those will be the participants in this convoy we're going to see. But look, coming on the heels of January 6th, and given the national security event that is a State of the Union address, this is serious. And so the question is, if law enforcement moves in to protect the perimeter of the Capitol, will this be a peaceful protest? Or will we see outbreaks of violence like January 6th? That is why it is irresponsible for the right-wing media and Republican leadership to amplify this narrative about what's going on in Canada right now.
David Jolly, Kurt Bardella, and Stephanie Miller. You guys really...
I want to point out that I love you and David and Kurt now, and it's all very confusing for me.
I know. Well, that's what we do. We just keep it confusing. But thank you guys so much for your time tonight. Really appreciate it. Coming up, Russia's military buildup on the borders of Ukraine prompted President Biden to convene a rare Sunday meeting of the National Security Council. We'll break down what you need to know next.